Hey, great. That works. Yeah, so
Anyway, that's the
this
big
is just going to
secret that we
go
can
on
never
the
tell
thing.
anybody.
Yeah. Shh.
Now you
To our
know.
graves. So this is just going to go on. I have a playlist with RPG recordings on there, so they're for future reference. Who wants to play a game?
Let's play a game.
Woo! How about I read the intro and we will go from there. Says, once more into the void. We were once heroes of this galaxy. We stood against the tides of darkness, prevailed again and again. We were comrades, we were family, but our family fell apart. Our shared
Whoa.
past is full of shame, trespasses, and secrets. We parted ways, vowing never to see each other again. And now our greatest enemy has returned. Manipulating from the shadows, they grow stronger than ever. No one else believes this threat is real. Only the captain, all caps, has a chance at defeating this enemy once and for all. The captain will have to bring the crew back together again, but will they go with them into the void once more? Near the game. Can the true trust the captain again, who left disappointment and heartbreak in their wake? So this plays 3 to 5 players. We have 4, which is great. It says set aside at least 3 hours to play. So I think we will get our characters together, do like the get the band back together bit, and do a round of scenes and see how we feel from there. And we can either do another session or be like, no, that's good. Whichever way works. So it'll be less than 3 hours for sure. We got the playbooks. They're on the Google Sheets under the Our Crew tab. Each one of us will pick one of these, and that will be our character. We've got our card room and tokens. The tokens are going to represent our loyalty to each other, forgiveness for past sins, hope blossoming in the darkness, the readiness to give second chances, and so on. To play, choose a character and introduce them. Someone has to be the captain, and we'll begin with the recruitment montage after that. And basically the way the game plays is that if you look at the PDF on page 7, there's a list of like mini games, and we'll play a bunch of those, and those kind of like set up scenes and say how they're going to go. We're going to start with the recruitment one, and the last one is like the final mission, so that's the end of the game. I think, does this one go around twice? The ending play, yeah. So after everyone gets to play to choose a game twice, then we'll do the last game. So if we break it into 2 sessions, we'll start off with recruitment montage, a round of games, and then second session will be round of games, and then once more into the void. And we'll see how it goes. The character descriptions are on the sheet as well as in the PDF. Someone has to be captain. Does anyone feel strongly about being captain? That just basically means that you'll be in all 4 scenes in the recruitment. Other than that, you're just another character. If no one else wants to, I will take captain. Mark's taking captain.
Yay, Mark.
Sounds good.
So the other characters available are the veteran, the reformed, the believer, and the broken. And so each, if you look at the PDF, each character has their own page and set of, basically you're going to give yourself a name, give yourself 2 qualities off the list. So for me, my qualities are intimidating, stubborn, insightful, demanding, and so on. So I'll pick 2 of those, and the person to my left, which will be player 4, I guess, will pick the last one for me. I give myself a name that commands power and respect. And then I will take 2, there's a list of looks. I'll take 2 of those, and the person on my right picks a 3rd for me, and that is making characters. That's it.
What page is the character stuff on? Sorry.
The characters start
Oh, here
on
we are. I
page
found them.
8. So the summary is play the captain, that's me, if you want the pressure and prestige to come with it, and are ready to play out a story of the long journey of making amends and healing your damaged legacy. You'll play the veteran if you want the sadness and joy that come with it, and are ready to play out a story of a long journey of giving yourself another chance and healing your damaged relationships. The reformed, if you want mystery and prejudice that comes with it, and you're ready to play out a story of the long journey of killing your past and healing your justified anger. You play the believer if you want faith and tension that comes with it, and you want to play a journey of building your own identity and healing your desire to be saved. And the broken if you want the pain and desperation that come with it, and are ready to play the story of facing your trauma and healing your self-hatred and disappointment. Oh, and there's the strange. This
Oh, we
play
don't
the
get to be the
strange.
strange.
If you want, it should be on there. If it's not, we can just put it on there. Play the strange if you want the creativity and miracles that come with it, and are ready to play out the story of defining what it means to be human and healing your self-doubt. If the strange isn't on there, I will put it on there if someone wants to play it.
These all sound amazing.
Mhm.
Yeah, none of them. It's like none of them I don't like.
Yeah, I'm happy to either take what other people don't. Oh, we're going in order. I'm happy to take what people don't want, or I'm also happy to just pick randomly.
Chris, do you have a preference?
I'm leaning toward the believer.
Yeah, that would look fun.
That's what I was leaning towards, but okay. Go ahead.
The strange is like robots and aliens.
Yeah, I'm happy. I could be the strange.
Text in there for you. Loop. All of it. All that. That. Everything there. But you. The rest. Cool. Strange is there, and we can change the color later.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and choose the believer then. That looks good.
I'm the strange.
Yeah.
So reformed.
Reformed.
Yeah, that would look good.
Cool. So I'll
Yeah.
get high.
Thinking broken, but broken might be too much
Yeah.
for me today.
And I was like, yeah.
I
Might be
don't,
the
I don't
broken.
know if I want to be that sad today.
So on your reader page in the PDF there, and pick 2 qualities and 2 looks, and then we'll go around and introduce them by name and qualities and stuff. And the person on your left will give you another quality. Person on your right will give you another look. Name. Captain names. It's gonna be nope, not real ones. Space. There we go. Wardy Butley.
What?
This generator.
Wardy Butley.
Yeah. Rainy Washy.
Power and respect. Yeah.
Power and respect. What kiss me, stupid face?
Ah, there we go. Blaze more guns.
Gullible and loyal. Oh, great. Joe and Chris are going to be great together.
Right, I'm trying a character trait, Chris, that I don't know if I'll be able to do, but I believe in myself.
I guess Nicole will pick a quality for me, and Joe will pick a look for me.
All right. Blaze more guns. You're privileged and sharp. Okay. Okay. You pretended just for show. Like, so I'm picking a quality for you.
You're picking a quality for me. Yeah.
All right. Let me take a look at your thinger.
Joe gets counted.
I'm gonna pick assuming for you.
Nice. Nice.
Create my name. 4.
Expression.
So it's the person on our left that we pick a quality for?
You'll pick one for Nicole. Joe will pick quality for you.
Okay.
Oh, are we doing? Oh, I thought we were going turn by turn. Sorry.
Oh yeah,
So I
we're
did
good, we're good.
you,
Yeah.
and I do a look for Chris.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, the believer.
And I'll do a look for you.
Okay, don't choose the wrong one.
You look for Joe.
There are right answers and less right answers.
Nervous hands. Nervous hands clean. I got you.
It's hair that moves like it's underwater.
Oh. Chris gets long hair that's always getting in the way.
That's true in real life as well.
I know. It goes with your nervous hands too. Oh, you gave me underwater hair
So what was the wrong
Nice.
answer then, Nicole?
for me.
Mhm.
Oh no, I don't think there were any wrong answers for mine. I think I was just like,
Then the last one is
Joe, I gave you a
Chris.
perpetual scowl, and then
Nice.
need to give Nicole a quality.
And I
already
gave you-
mesmerizing and miraculous. You can't ruin it.
mm,
Yeah, so between my perpetual scowl and Mark's, or sorry, Liza's perpetually raised eyebrow, we're just continually grumpy looking. Meanwhile, you guys have just hair that's either majestic or awkward.
I am the pretty one.
mesmerizing, miraculous, and uncanny.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Fair.
Yeah.
Cool. So let's just do a quick round of introductions. I'm the captain, Lays Morgans, he's a he, him. I've tried leaving the stars behind, the void, all of it. After the dangers I've faced and the sacrifices I've made, my adventures left me with a broken heart. Betrayed by my beliefs, I spent years nursing my regret, but the void calls me again and all the worlds need saving. If I don't act now, we could lose it all. I can't do it alone. I need to convince my old crew to come together one last time. They have every right to hate me, but no reason to trust me. I wasn't there for them when they needed me most. But they can't help it but believe in me, even after all that I did. Will I prove that they were right to trust you again, or will they die cursing my name?
Oh.
And I'm privileged, sharp, and assuming. I have a cane that is just for show, black gloves that hide secrets, and a perpetually raised eyebrow.
Is it the same eyebrow that's always raised, or does it have?
Yes.
Can it switch?
You can only do one side. He tries to do the other side, but oh fuck. Okay.
That's like tilt his head.
How about the reformed?
Yeah, so I am Enik Caldera, she, her. I tried leaving behind the past, the shame, all of it. I had betrayed my people and all that I'd stood for a captain who didn't stay when I asked them to.
Sorry.
Ooh.
Yeah, so to survive, I ran and spent years looking over my shoulder.
Mhm.
But Captain called me again, and so this is my chance to live up to what they had seen in me before. So I'm more than where I came from and what I look like, and I can save all of the worlds, all of them. The rest of the team sees only an enemy. Despite the captain's faith, they see only he sees only the doom that awaits. But the team still needs me. The captain still needs me for my sharp mind and unique talents. Will I prove? Will I prove he was right to give me a chance, or well, they die because of my inevitable betrayal. So I'm paranoid, merciless, and calculating. Don't know. I will try the merciless. But I got 1,000-yard stare, likely due to my cybernetic implants and a perpetual scowl.
Nice.
Um,
Believer.
Yeah, I am Flynn Grizzlebum. I've tried leaving behind the hope, the promises, all of it. I dreamed about serving the captain for years. When my dream was about to come true, it was all crushed by powers and forces beyond my control. But the captain still has need of me. This is my chance to prove that my dream can go the distance. I am more than blind faith and naivete. I can save all the worlds, but I have to prove myself to the rest of the team. The captain recognizes my potential, but they only see one who is untested, undeserving, unqualified. But I've got what it takes. I and the captain will shine together no matter what. Will I prove how capable I truly am, or will the stars in my eyes blind me to the cruel fate that awaits me? My qualities are I am gullible, loyal, and hopeful. And I have nervous hands, a uniform that is painfully clean, and long hair that keeps getting in the way.
And are strange.
Hello, I'm Kismet 4. I've tried leaving behind the people, the friendships, all of it. The captain tried to convince me that I was as real as the rest, but I know I am too different, too other to ever be at home here. But the captain called upon me once more, and this is my chance to prove that I am a real person, that I can save all the worlds, and that I am more than the weird and the strange. My captain sees me as family, a hero in the making even, but the rest of the crew can't ever be the home I need. But I want to be what the captain sees. I want to be as real as the rest. Will I prove that I feel in need as much as the others, or will I prove that I am too alien to be trusted? I am mesmerizing, miraculous, and uncanny. And I have a permanent expression that reveals nothing, glowing eyes, and hair that moves like it's underwater. In
Nice.
transmission.
Cool. Before we jump in, a couple other things. We didn't go over safety stuff. There's the safety tab in the second tab there. These are things that we can put lines and veils on. Line mean it doesn't exist in our universe at all. So I don't want homophobia and racism in our universe. They just don't exist. That's not a thing.
Yes, spiders.
Veil
Wait, no.
means that it exists, but we're not going to see it on screen. So probably torture. I'm going to put off. If there's anything else you want, go ahead and put anything you want. Ask first means that it's okay, but just check in first. So if you have a spider thing, but you want to be cool with it, just put ask first. And if someone introduces spiders, they'll check, then ask the group if it's okay. Yeah. And we'll use the open door policy as usual. If you ever need to leave for any reason, totally cool. And we'll use X card or script change, just if there's something that you don't want in the game, just X or say stop, and we can rewind, take something back. We can fast forward over something that we don't want to see, or take it slow and go step by step if it's something that could be touched. Let's see, anything else in here? Classism is great, love it. Ask first about eye injuries, no graphic gore, no harm to animals, no racism, no sexual assault, veil on sexual content, suicide and torture, we are veiling, no homophobia, and ask first about tooth injury or dental stuff.
Actually, I'm gonna change the tooth injury dental stuff to veil. Let's
Cool.
just. I guess that falls under graphic gore. But
Yeah. And if there's anything else you want to add, feel free. Or if anything comes up, we can add it on the fly. No problem. Sweet. So, the way we play the game. We'll go and do the recruitment montage stuff first. That'll be 3 scenes, I guess. The captain with each of you. Then we'll take turns picking games to play in there. There's one game called I Never Did Trust You that allows you to become a traitor or face the real possibility of death
Joe.
before the final mission. Before we start playing, we should check in to see if everyone gives their enthusiastic consent to this possibility. If anyone is not cool with that, we will just not play that game and take it off the menu. I'm cool with it. Awesome.
Yeah,
I'm fine with the triangle.
Game
I mean,
on.
what?
I'm fine
No.
with that.
Cool.
I'm fine with
if
Joe
you-
betraying us.
If you can't decide on a game, just look at the descriptions, pick one that sounds fun. Only one shot to make it right is a training montage, which is always a good choice. Whenever someone asks you a question about your character or about the situation, just answer it or make something up. When you're not playing the current game, you can just be audience or look over the other games. And yeah, just be cool in general.
Just be cool.
Yeah. The object is to come together as a crew, despite our painful past, or we may fall apart. What we want to do is get loyalty tokens. Loyalty tokens prove our loyalty to each other, and they will help us finish the final mission. If we don't do that, there may be trouble ahead. You can always just read out what's written verbatim, fill in any blanks that you want, make up what you want, as long as you're conveying the thrust of what's being written in the game and don't contradict stuff that we got. Otherwise, just make up what you like. It is possible to get your character killed during play. It won't happen by accident. You basically have to choose to be killed if you want to. But that doesn't mean you're out of the game. You can still act
Be
as
a
their
ghost.
ghost. You can be memories or flashback or whatever you like. Yeah, so that's that. I think that's it, and we can just jump into recruitment montage. So the games are, just briefly, the recruitment montage. We're getting everyone back together. There's one called Just Like Old Times, where we get into a big fight, so it'd be cool. Only one shot to make it right. Training montage. Blowing off steam, which is a night out with the crew. Who do you think you are? A confrontation. The last time we touched. Possible intimacy. I Never Did Trust You. That's the you might die or betray someone. Only if we have the time, Captain, which is a side mission. And then there's Once More Into the Void, which is the final mission, and we'll play that last. Cool. So we'll start off with the training, or not the training. That right. Cool. Earn a trust. We have a deck of cards. Awesome. I'm gonna choose who to recruit first. Let's see. I think I'm gonna try and recruit the Believer first.
Hmm.
Makes sense.
Low-hanging
So mission C92, recruiting the Believer, visiting school. Believer, how right now are you giving hope to others, and how does that reflect my legacy with you?
I would say the Believer currently has set up kind of like a almost like a child training, like child soldier camp,
Nice.
to prepare the youth of today to aspire to the glory of the captain. It's all just like, remember my glory days that you can live vicariously through, where you can aspire to be as great as Captain Morgan's. It's me just like with posters of the captain everywhere, like giant Mao style paintings of the captain's face. Yeah, just like the staring off salute that you don't
Mhm.
remember standing for. It's paintings that I have done of you.
Nice. Are you on the game page in the PDF? It's page 27 or 26. 27.
Yes.
Cool.
And then how does that reflect your legacy? There is not a single negative thing about the captain throughout this entire school. Everything is like glowing to the point of mythology.
I like this place. Good.
This is not okay.
How have I unexpectedly matured, and how do I betray the naivete that lingers?
I think despite the trappings of the school, which you're like super into, when I come see you and actually like doing like training a little squad of kids to do space mission stuff, you kind of like it's not a shadow, but you kind of like drop your toxic positivity for a little bit and like focus on like here's what we're doing. If you do that, you're gonna get killed, and kind of like taking your like if you had taken your role more seriously before, this is how you behave. So that's yeah. So you've when you're not like under the stress of an actual mission, you've matured and allowed yourself to like take the thing more seriously if it ever comes up again. But when you know in the middle of training, when someone asks you like, oh, is this like the mission you did on this, you kind of it's not back up to toxic positivity level, but you get like really excited and you're like, oh my god, let me tell you about this planet we were on, and it's like go off into a long tangent. I think the kids, when they are tired of training, they know they can poke you and be like, get him to tell a story.
It's the trying to get a teacher not to do homework or to assign homework. Yeah.
We both described the setting. I think you described it pretty well. Where is the school?
Whatever your home planet was.
I think I'm gonna go easy and just say it's Earth. So it's like in an idyllic, like mountainous, like it's like in a valley, like maybe like in south of France or something.
Yeah.
Like Alps, and like it's very pastoral, and you've got this compound in awesome.
Just imagining the like Star Wars younglings training ground.
Yeah. Cool. So on the right side there's a list of things that happen. I'm going to choose one, and then you'll choose the what happens next, and then you'll choose one, and then I choose what happens next. I think one of us had a chance to show off in front of the students. It's the third one down.
And one of us insists, pushing the other to revel in the attention.
Which one of us?
I think I kind of set up like, here's going to be where the captain shows you like his expert like small craft maneuvering, like fighter jet basically. And am setting it up completely unannounced to you of like, he's going to do this for everyone and show everyone, all of you students, what you should be aspiring to, like the height of pilotry.
Do you have is there a small practice craft there that they can?
Yeah.
I think I'm like, okay, I don't know if I can fly this thing. Let me get in. And then I get in the cockpit and immediately just like do like the right up the side of the mountain and like do flips and stuff and come down, and when I land, all the kids are losing their shit.
Yeah.
Great time.
Now I choose another one.
Yeah, and I'll choose what happens after.
Um, one of the students is revealed to be a spy.
Yes. um and oh, those are all good choices. And yeah, I'm gonna and they reveal how you have given them valuable information. So probably like while you're like showing me around the grounds, you're like showing me the dorms and stuff, and we overhear this kid like calling in like a secret message or something. It's not encoded or anything because it's not very good, and he thinks he's alone. But we're like bust into his room and find, he's got he's been taking notes and he has like a journal with all this stuff. What did they get from you?
I think it's just like it is like detailed information on your like career, including the kind of classified stuff that like isn't really public knowledge or like supposed to be shared around.
Right.
These are all kind of the more like kind of under the table jobs that he did for the powers that be, or like
maybe he's doing like investigative reporting, like it's not for like an enemy faction, but he's like he's digging up all the dirt on me that he can get and
that.
Love it. Cool. Ending the visit. What makes you wiser than me?
I think the thing with the I think I recognize how great the two of us as a pair could have been together, like that with your skill and my understanding of situations and how to motivate people. I feel like those two things together make me feel like we would have been solid and been able to accomplish our task, but you didn't think that. And I think that's the thing for me that is like, no, like if I could have done this, this would have been the thing. Like together we could have led us through this, and trying to convince you that like us two are the only ones that we need.
Nice.
And then what can't I ever truly learn from you?
I think you still, like, even after everything that happened, you still see what we did or what we do as glamorous. And I don't think you ever, you're not gonna ever get from me like, no, people die, people get hurt, shit gets broken, but you're just like, this is the best adventure ever, and we're gonna do so much good. I'm like, we are doing this because we have to, not because we want to. Whereas you would like do it even if you didn't have to.
Yeah, do it even if they didn't pay us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. So I'm going to draw a card. Let's see what it is. Shuffle the cards just to make sure. Shuffle stack. Great. Shuffled. Draw a card, and it is a 10. Woo, 3 tokens. Awesome.
Woo.
So we get 3 tokens. You decide how to split them between you and me.
Captain gets all 3.
Ding, ding, ding. I'll take it. Cool. And that is the recruiting scene. I think I'm going to do the reform next. That's on page 24. Mission A67, recruiting the reformed, the hunt. What are you running away from, and how do I help you find reprieve?
I think running away still from my past and my past people, since it's our part of our journey together was that I had like left my family and my planets behind in a situation in which I would have been helpful. And so rather than go back to them, just continuing to stay away since I had already done that. How do you help find reprieve? I think just this offer of having a chance to come back and do something with you so that it wasn't, if you do an action again, then maybe I can make up for the fact that I did something bad ago. And so then sort of justify it. So then maybe if I can accomplish that, then maybe I can go back to them and go back home.
Awesome.
So I ask you, how have my years of running haunted me, and how am I still beautiful?
Ooh. So you're running from your people. And I think the way it haunts you is that no matter where you wind up on whatever planet or space station, you you feel like it is not your real home. And B, you always have that looking over your shoulder, like someone's going to come find me here. Like the longer I stay here, the more likely that someone's going to come get me. I don't want to do that. And so pretty much the moment you put down in a place, you're looking for a way to get out. And how are you still beautiful? Your paranoia is like not a twitchy paranoia, or maybe it's paranoid. Yeah, great. It's not a twitchy paranoia. It's more like you are kind of just like aware of everything all the time, which helps you do that, but it also makes you very present. So when someone's talking to you, you're like 100% focused on them and 100% focused on everything all the time. And you just like feel like a really like full present person all the time. Let's see, we briefly described the setting for a scene that we want to be in. Maybe it'd be fun for you to be like packing up to leave a place.
Yeah, I was just thinking of like already it's been 2 weeks at this new place and gotta move out. Like it's just one of the like temp apartment sort of vibes.
Yeah. Oh, where's your thing?
Like a studio apartment over a bar sort of vibe.
Nice. How about it's like at a like on like a mining colony on like a asteroid or something.
It's just a lot of
So,
dirt.
like, yeah, it's like a lot. It's really not like the air scrubbers are not great, and you like put in to be like a, whatever they do there, and you like got paid once, and now you're like, I'm out. Cool. So do the same thing. I'm going to choose the thing that happens first. I need to choose, and then vice versa. Ooh. Oh. Innocent bystanders get caught up in the chase. So as we're making our way out, innocent bystanders get caught up.
Okay. And I stop you from sacrificing yourself to save them because they're not worth it. Because if we're gonna do, since you are the way for me to get my redemption, these people are just not worth the time.
Maybe it's like a pair of like bounty hunters that are coming after you, like someone from your folks back wherever hired these guys to come find you. And yeah, they're like, I don't know, they're trying to catch you with some sort of like stasis field gun thing, and people just get like, oh yeah, and because we're in that shitty air conditioning mining colony, they get kind of like, when they get trapped like up against the ceiling or whatever, like the air there is just like not great, and you can see they're like not doing great, and I want to fight these guys to get them down, and you're just like, nah.
Yeah, just immediately lose them in the crowd as like go through and people start to, worry about the people still chilling on the ceiling. Okay. I pick. I think we have the perfect opportunity to kill or hurt our hunters.
Ooh, yeah. And one of us gives into cruelty. It takes things too far. Maybe we're on our way out, and we're like in the spaceshipy go outy place, the hangar or whatever it is.
You're a captain.
And, yeah, I know how ships work. And we're like on the ship ready to take off or whatever, and they kind of like bust into the airlock area, and we can't take off without like getting them like blown out into space, and you're just like, boop, fuck it. They get blown out into space, and then we zoom out after them and kind of like past their frost covered bodies floating dead in space. Cold.
Merciless, one might say.
Cool. Ending the hunt. What will make you betray me?
Would say if I can accomplish the goal without you. As you're just the means to an end in a way.
So you sell me out to get to the goal.
Yeah.
Earlier,
so if I can see an out, I will take that out.
Cool.
But what makes you trust me anyway?
Ooh, I think I am confident that whatever we're doing here is going to be the way for you to get out. So I'm not worried about that happening. It's not going to happen. We're good at this. Cool. And I'll draw a card.
So confident that you can accomplish this.
That assuming.
Yeah. 8. These are good. Take 2 tokens. Great.
Okay.
So we get 2 tokens. You decide how we split them between you and me.
Cool. They're mine.
Cool.
Thank you,
Boom.
Mark.
2 tokens for you.
Yay.
Yeah. And the strange. Captain Margaz.
Yeah, I made you a picture.
I love it.
Oh, I should
Cool.
put the Z after the end. Oh, well.
Mission F-73, recruiting the strange in the laboratory. That's on page 30. In what state do I find you that reminds you how different you are? And what important work are you doing?
In my mind, because I'm so mesmerizing and miraculous, I am like a pop sensation, but employed by corporations to sell things. So essentially, like, I go like do concerts and Taylor Swift it up, and then funnel all the fans that are attracted to me to like buy merchandise. And it's like I hate doing it, but it's what I'm really good at. So what was the question?
What state do I find you? in the
Yeah,
in-
you
I guess
find-
we're in some kind of laboratory, I guess.
Yeah, I guess, and for me, the laboratory is the stage. So I put on the concert,
Nice.
but then you meet me. You've like broken into my backstage dressing room, and you see me like kind of after the show. So you see that like I'm miserable, even though I'm like bringing in lots of money for this corporation.
And that's the important work you're doing is bringing money.
Yeah, the important work I'm doing is economy. I hold up the economy of an entire world over here.
Nice.
Soon to be more once we open up more franchises.
Merch World.
Merch World, yeah. It's just like a Disney World world. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. That's the important work I'm doing. I have some questions for the captain.
Oh yeah.
Why are you so relieved to see me? How have I not changed at all?
I think I'm relieved to see you when you drop the act. Because I think in the intervening
This is
years,
scary. When I told you.
it's like been like I've obviously like everyone's seen you and heard about you, and so like seeing you doing your performance and stuff is just like, wow, something happened to them. That's not the Kismet I know. But when you come backstage and kind of like drop your shit, like yes, okay, you're being yourself. That's cool. And you've not changed at all, because when you drop that, you behave like when you kind of like come back to like a baseline, you're exactly the way you were on missions. You're kind of like you like whip out like a data pad and you're like running analytics on the stuff and like doing like face recognition on the crowd to like get sentiment analysis stuff, and like as soon as you like come back from the little dip, you're like right back to business.
Yeah.
We both described the setting of the scene. So we're like in the green room, I guess, basically, or like a
Yeah.
or-
Well, my room. I have my own room.
yeah, maybe it's like it's a combination like dressing room / analytics lab kind of.
Yeah, it's got like screens.
Yeah, it's kind of like big like hollow. Awesome. Anything else you want to add to the setting?
Oh, sorry, I thought we were doing the business. Oh, the setting. Yeah, it's kind of like like a stars green like a dressing room, except for obviously I use it more for analytics. So there's like screens everywhere. There's a lot of like fan mail and fan like I'm some sort of robot that's built to be like adored. But I can't reciprocate that. So I've just got like all these flowers and stuff that just like obviously like get dust all over them. Or it's just like I don't appreciate that stuff.
Nice. Cool. So I'll pick one. These are also good. Someone comes in and treats you like you are less than human, and then you pick one of the responses.
Sorry, where are we? Are we on the? Oh, we're on the right side. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry. So you're conducting the visit now,
Yeah.
and then
so,
you're choosing one of these things.
yeah. So I'm choosing that someone comes in and treats you like you are less than human. And then you
Okay.
pick one of the ones underneath that.
Okay. Thank you. And one of us you overreact
Yeah, for sure.
because I'm used to this kind of being the way that things are. It's just business.
I think maybe like
I
a tech comes in and like while you're doing your stuff, like without even acknowledging you, they kind of like it's not even unzipping clothes on your back. They kind of just like peel open your back and like put some like plugs in and like run it on their machine there, and like don't even acknowledge that you're a thing.
Yeah, they don't. They would treat me like a thing and not like a person. Yeah, and I'm used to it. So
Yeah, and I lose my shit. It was like, you can't just go up and stick something in someone like that. Like, ask Kismet how their day is going, how they thought the show went. Like, they're not just a computer you like grab data out of, not just.
and I'm soothing ruffled feathers because the tech is like, I'm not fucking paid to treat Kismet like a person. That's not America. And I'm like, Gerald. And then I just kind of like glow at Gerald for a little bit and soothe him.
Hair goes.
My hair goes, and I'm like, Gerald, Gerald, don't let this bother you.
Nice.
Gerald, remember the song? And I get Gerald to like sing a song with me. Thanks, Gerald. Thank you so much. You don't have to do extra work. Captain. It's fine.
Cool. And then you choose one and I'll do the second part.
Yeah. I like that I turned the lab into a backstage. That feels really funny. We accidentally touch coming in much too close to each other. So as I turn away from singing a lullaby to Gerald, I like kind of fall into your arms.
And I think we both acknowledge that this could never work between us. And even though like probably like we have tried, and like not only like is it not going to work physically because like you're like way stronger than a human and don't know how necessarily not to hurt someone, and there's probably parts that aren't compatible and whatnot, but also just like you've got your thing that you do and I'm supposed to be leading a team and not showing preference to one person over the other.
Yeah.
If we got involved, I would, shit might get complicated.
Yeah, and not just that, but I think that Kismet's brain is just so different that like when Kismet is affectionate towards something, it is not in the same way.
Yeah,
it is like an obsession. So she will occasionally get obsessed with you. They will occasionally get obsessed with you, but it's like a extreme hobby and not in the way that you would want.
Yeah, and then it can like switch off immediately.
And then you can switch off and be like, oh, I'm super interested in this other thing. So it's very like neurodivergent.
Nice. Cool. Ending the visit. How do I give you fragile hope?
I think even though I smoothed the ruffled feathers, I hadn't had anyone treat me like a human for so long that I'm still kind of like experiencing that in my own unique way of like you telling Gerald off. Because I was so used to it and hadn't realized it. And like there is a part of me that wants to be human, and you doing that like gave me a little bit of hope.
Nice.
And reminded me that I do like that. Like I had just kind of given up on it. What makes you doubt me?
It feels like you've kind of found a purpose here. Like you found something that you're good at, that you're rewarded. Like you are, even if you're not appreciated by like the people immediately near you, you feel a lot of appreciation from like the fans in general. And I'm not sure that you would want to give this up to go do spaceship again.
And I remember I'm also recalling that like I wasn't actually super that good at the space shit. Like I'm in my element.
But Flynn and Enoch are waiting on the ship, so let's go. Cool. And I'll draw a card and see what kind of tokens we get. A 6. These are all really good. Take 2 tokens. How do we split them?
We have 6 and we're gonna split them. Let's do it.
We get 2 tokens.
Oh, let's do half and half since everyone else had
You get one and then I get one.
Not
wildly. I understand math. We will do half.
Cool. And that is recruiting the crew. We're all back together. Yay. We did it. Cool. List of games is everything went black. On page 7 there. It's their rules on go first on your turn. Anyone feel like going first? Picking a game, anything that you want to see. I'm not going to do it because I just did 3.
The games are on page
7.
7.
Ooh, and they're linked. You can just click them to go to them.
Yeah, that's nice.
I appreciate that.
Always appreciate that in a PDF.
Ooh, I wonder if we should train.
Want to do a training montage?
Yeah, only one shot to make it right.
Cool.
Will
You wanna
training
start
bring
that
out
way?
our best or worst?
Awesome.
The setup is everyone plays, everyone decides how they're training and what circumstances lead to the training. During the montage, anyone may ask for details about the locations, relationships, or circumstances. Conducting the montage. Go around the table. Each of us gets 2 turns. The one who has most approved to the crew goes first. Joe.
What?
On your turn, choose a challenge you're facing and who could help you or hinder you. They answer freely. Okay.
Oh, nice.
I'm not saying Joe should go first, but it sounds like maybe Joe should go first.
I
Sounds
think
like that
so.
maybe.
You have
I
the
mean,
most to
you guys-
prove.
You're fans of the captain, I guess, more than me.
We actually like the captain.
Yeah, you're not just using him, using Captain Morgan's.
And that means Joe will also choose how the whole thing ends.
Okay,
Oh no. Okay.
responsibility. I can do it. All right, so I choose a challenge.
Yeah.
mm, uh, I mean, I'm tempted to try something experimental and dangerous.
Nice.
Do
Then
you,
you pick someone who is going to help or hinder you to be part of that.
ooh. I'm gonna say believer. Do you talk me out of it, or do you tempt me to push even further? Why?
I immediately go to talk you out of it.
What are
Anytime-
they trying? Or what you
Yeah.
What do you think?
I see you, whatever kind of weapon it is that you have,
Gun sword.
gun
Gut
sword.
sword.
You are putting in the equivalent of like bazooka rounds into your weapon instead of the normal, just kind of like rifle calibers. And immediately I jump in and I'm like, this is dangerous. There are numerous ways that this could turn into shrapnel and hurt one of the important members of this organization.
Hey, you know that I've worked with weapons of this caliber before, right?
I understand that, but at the same time, I severely doubt your capabilities.
Nice. Perfect.
Thank
And no one has been like talking to the reform like this at all.
And then Chris picks the next one. We'll go around clockwise.
I'm gonna say Kismet.
Mhm.
I'm about to slip up badly and will embarrass myself in front of the crew. Do you let me do it Or do you embarrass yourself
Oh.
first to distract everyone? Why?
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I know that I'm gonna embarrass myself because that feels fun. I'm trying to figure out what you were doing. Embarrass yourself. Oh, and this is during training. So I'm guessing, so Captain Morgan's has just, Captain Morgan's is out of practice in teaching and training and was trying to show us a shot that was like a combo and didn't break it down at all. And
You guys know how to do this.
like, oh yeah, we'll just do the little and you were trying to mimic it, and instead of hitting the targets, you hit the captain's, like the back of the boot, and the captain turns around to face you, and I shoot another shot down there to be like, oops.
Love it. Cool. Kismet, fix the next one.
I'm a little embarrassed. I pull back during training, scared of what I'm capable of, because I am not used to training with humanoids, and I can just crush things, and I'm also not used to like being, like I'm just used to like being an entertainment figure, and they don't really let me near props. And so I'm kind of being really ginger, like I'm playing pretty conservatively. Captain, do you come in and push me over the edge harshly, or do you leave me be and say nothing? Why?
Oh yeah, I push you over that edge harshly. I think
There's
it's
obviously a fun choice for each of these.
What does the training look like that we're doing where you're pulling back?
In my mind, we were just like, there were like hologram targets that are showing up. And Joe is busy like just incinerating a bunch on her side. And then the three of us have been just like lined up trying to hit targets. Chris trying to do the combo. And then, so you can see me like really paying attention to everyone else and like trying my best to copy human pulling of triggers and not crushing guns. And not just like shoving air into, like, I'm capable of more, and I'm just like pretending.
I think the
Human.
the targets are like sort of like glowing skeet. They kind of like go in like a pattern, like the Medusa heads from Castlevania or whatever. And so like they're moving targets. I think when I see you not doing your thing, I kind of like reprogram the training thing a little bit. So like instead of just going in a pattern, like there's like 20 targets, they all like start like swooping directly at you. So
all
like,
of them from everyone's wings.
Yeah, they're just like, you're just getting like swarmed until like you're just like, fuck it. And I think even like you're not even shooting them, like you just grab them as they kind of like bash them into each other and smash them on the ground and punch two of them.
Yeah, they're holograms too, which like I can grab.
So
I'm just
it's
like,
go
I
ham
just
on
I
it.
lost my shit.
Awesome. I think that leads into mine. Great. I think I'll go around. Anik. Is it Anik or Eric? Anik. Anik, I cranked the training simulation routine way past the recommended level of safety and charge it. I'm like, cool, I'm going to show you how this works in a real situation. And so like I crank up whatever the simulation is and charge right in. I think that we moved on from the little targets, and now it's like, hard light holograms of alien things, and I'm showing you like, how to deal with multiple opponents, and like they keep coming in, and I'm like trying to wrestle one and shoot one in the face, and I just like run right in and getting way over my head. Do you force the simulation to stop drawing my anger, or do you go in with me and save me for myself, and why?
100% just go in, like immediately see you crank it and be like, no, like I want some of that. Like, it's like fun. And roll it and, you know, bop the moonsters.
We are
Nice.
very mentally healthy.
Yeah, but it's not so much to like save you as more of just like, no, you don't get to do all the fun things. Like, stupid kid over there told me that I wasn't allowed to put a bazooka in my gun sword. Like, I'm gonna go smack a bunch of aliens.
Yeah, I think I've like turned off like the safety interlock on the simulation, so like if like one of them like made sword arms and stabbed us, like we'd actually get stabbed. And so we just like fuck shit up. And it's back around to you.
All right. I want to do this with no, let's say captain.
Yes.
As we train, we end up in a compromising position.
Mm.
Body's too close, heart's even closer. Do you give in or do you pull away?
I think I take a little bit too long to pull away, because we are all training together, and even though like this is a nice opportunity, again, kind of like with Kismet, like I don't want to be seen showing any sort of like preference to anyone. Yeah, there's a note over on the left side after the training montage. If anyone feels they have to address something, they should bring it to the next game. That might come into the next game.
That the captain is trying to date everybody.
Maybe.
Yeah.
It sounds like Enoch in particular now, because like I know it's not going to work with Kismet, and Flynn is just
But we could try again.
a lot. Yeah.
Flynn wants it too much.
Yeah.
When it's-
Everybody wants the captain, but captain only has a chance with Enoch.
Cool. It's the Flynn.
Enoch, as we fight, I accidentally reveal that I know more about the enemy than I should.
Yes, I was hoping you would do this one.
Yes, good.
You confront me.
Don't even
with my
yeah, I
answers.
confront you, like bring you up by your toes from the rafters, like immediately like lasso your feet and haul you over a hologram and like, what do you know?
Where'd you
Like-
get an electro lasso from?
I guess this is a good like what is the enemy now? Like what's the big danger we're facing? And yeah, what are they? And what do you know?
Yeah, I guess during the combat, I let slip that the kind of like amorphous, almost like amoeboid type creatures that have been engulfing different worlds.
Nice.
I let slip of like, yeah, like you're a lot easier to fight than those things have been recently. Like training with you is a lot better than training with them.
Ooh,
Buddy.
nice.
We will need to
Yeah.
address that later.
Put
We will
Put
put
that-
it in that and
it that way.
We have a large parking lot right now for questions.
it is
Um,
open and starting to fill.
Kismet, yes.
All right, let's see what we want to do. Hmm. Um, I've been I guess after the captain kind of riled me up, and Enoch, I'm guessing Enoch was also making some comments during that. So I'm like, fine, you want to go? So I asked you to spar, and I go harder than I intended. Do you keep up with me and disarm me, humiliating me, or do you take the worst of it, leaving me feeling guilty? Because I'm like super strong, but you're also super good at not being hurt by things.
Wait, sorry, I missed who it was too.
It's you, Enoch. It's
It's me?
Kismet and Enoch. Yeah. Yeah.
It's me.
After the captain like made me like go
Yeah.
to my limit, you were like making some comment, and I was like, you want to fucking go?
Yeah.
And so now we're like play sparring, but with weapons.
Yeah, now you've brought out the bigger guns.
And I go a little harder than I intended, and I'm like,
I don't think Enoch would back down. I think Enoch would keep up and disarm, like maybe as you're going around, like it doesn't make sense of like disarm as in like an overpower, but
bet
Enoch
you-
is wily.
Yeah, like Kismet's strong and you're know how to fight. Yeah.
I wonder if you also know, like, it's kind of like the like DARPA dog of like, you know where my like
You know,
switches are. Like you can just like hit that switch and
Yeah, like be able to move around to like because you're still kind of like getting into it, but maybe getting too into it, and so like some of your throws are putting you off balance and like getting you in some positions that make it easy then for Enoch to just flip around and boop.
yeah, and you're human, so
I don't have a boop
I
button.
can't like do the algorithm. Like once I start doing a thing, I tend to like follow a kind of stereotyped fight, and you know this combo already, and you're like,
Right.
"Ah, boop."
Yeah, it's the
Nice.
combo that Finn had already tried to do. and
Yeah.
failed.
Oh yeah, Finn was trying to copy me copying the captain. The captain learned it from me. And you're like, I know all your moves. Like the enemy doesn't, but like
Cool, Flynn. Something about this feels too much like old times. Do you start happily talking about the past with me, or do
Oh,
you open
no.
up old wounds, and why?
I think kind of watching the two of them spar is the thing that's like, yeah, getting back, we're really all getting back into it. And Flynn turns to the captain and just goes, I know we've talked about this, and I know you've said that this is like a hard line for you, but we really could just do this, just the two of us. We really don't need them. I mean, look at
while we're like rolling it around.
Yeah.
Sort of like the comic of like just the dust ball going back
Yeah.
and forth.
Arms and legs coming out.
Just random robot parts.
like it is pure chaos is the only thing that those two bring to our perfectly harmonious team.
And, like
and with that like
puppeting
piece
Kismet.
of long hair that is in front of his face, he like takes it and pins it back. And the little like pin, some kind of metal that you had given me a long time ago, I just make
That's
sure that
fine.
it is straight again.
Nice. Parking lot, that one. Cool. And then it picks an ending.
Ooh, I think the I want to say the first, we train hard and we've gotten better, but we have gone a little bit too far, maybe at times. And we've revealed a vulnerability that the
So
enemy
many.
can exploit. And maybe
So many.
multiple. Maybe
Yeah.
someone's a traitor. Maybe it isn't me. Just maybe.
Yeah, I think if the enemy sort of like sees our dynamic and comprehend it, then it's not really hard for them to drive a wedge in a bunch of places.
Like really easy.
Cool. Everyone draws a card. And does what it says for your card. And then if you want to give tokens to someone else, you can.
Does that.
Let's go in order and have
Oops.
Oops. Cole go. Number 4.
Chris
go
and I
first.
drew
Or
cards
not.
already.
That's fine. Get your own card. Okay. Ooh. I got a 4. I'm gonna take 1 token. I'm gonna keep it.
I get 2 more tokens.
Chris reveals a painful truth about your shared past, or reveal a dark mystery that could spell our doom, and take it.
Yeah. Dark mystery. Shortly before, or shortly after we kind of had all split up, Flynn was like not in a great financial place due to whatever led to our kind of explosion as a team. I dumped all of my resources into just being part of this team, and then when it kind of went
No.
belly up, I didn't have anything. And very soon after getting back to Earth, opened up this massive teaching compound that is like in the middle of the Alps and is this giant, sprawling, beautiful school, and single-handedly opened it. And you have been there, and it is gaudy is an understatement.
It's not something a
the
broke
level of
person
that
could
school.
afford. Yeah.
Yes.
Got it. And looks like Kismet got a royal, which means you introduce a complication.
Yeah, it looks like I'm
and you can
introducing a
either minimize it
complication.
or deepen it, and then so you'll give away a token if you want to make it not so bad, or get another token if you
Where are we storing our tokens?
just in the counter.
Oh, so I got one earlier. I am introducing that the company world I was working for is upset that I have left because I'm their Mickey Mouse. Like they can't, like their economy is like collapsing because I walked away really without telling them why. Don't usually do human things. So they now have so Kismet noticed right after the training that some of that they had gotten messages that now there are hunters after them. And I'm going to give up a token
Ooh.
to minimize it, but it's that I'm keeping it secret from the others, and I put them on a different trail.
Nice.
Like, so I fucked with their data that they had because I wasn't unplugged from their data. So I was just like, oh yeah, Kismet ran off and is like in one of these like far off rim world resort worlds and is like throwing a hissy fit. And I've sent them like footage. I'm sitting in my room like pretending to like smash plates in a resort and like yell at bartenders on a beach.
Nice.
So I'm sending them false leads, but it's taken up a lot of my time today.
Cool.
I don't really have the energy to learn to be human again.
Sweet, and that's the game. Who is after Joe? Chris. Pick a game.
I'm thinking of
Wait, did Kismet go first? We can go.
I chose that one. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Let's go in reverse order then. So yeah, Chris.
Yeah. I just wanted to make sure Joe didn't get skipped.
Yeah.
That's okay. I was a popular feature of the training.
That's
process,
right.
so I
You
don't
did.
know.
Oh, because
Pick on you a
you
lot.
went first in the game, but you didn't pick the game, right?
Yeah.
Cool.
I'm thinking of just like old times.
Nice.
Choose one other player to be your partner in this battle against the enemy. Decide together how the two of you ended up in this predicament. Yeah, I'm gonna choose the captain.
Of course.
Other players can join freely if it makes sense for their characters to also be present in this battle. Yeah, so we have to decide how we ended up in this predicament.
Maybe are we like? Did we like? Maybe we landed somewhere to fuel or like get information from somewhere, and like one of the amoeboid things, like one of the things that they can do that we didn't know about is like take the form of another life form. So like someone came up as a human and was like, they can't talk maybe yet, and yeah, and so somehow we got into a fight with some amoeboids there.
Yeah.
Crack into it.
Yeah, and so the other players conduct the fight.
Yeah, so let's see. Turn through the crew.
Does that mean we just
And a
tell you
1,
to-
and a 2, and a 1, 2, 3.
Oh, I think it's we tell you whether or not to choose a challenge or vulnerability for each of the 4 turns.
Oh, okay.
So I think you each have 2 turns, and I guess Nicole and I can each pick if you do challenge or vulnerability, and then you pick
Okay.
the list. That's my interpretation.
Okay, so other players conduct the fight, then take turns. Yeah, it sounds like we're each gonna pick one. Is that right?
Yeah, I think you
And
and
so,
Chris.
so I think each of us picks whether we do a challenge or vulnerability, but you two play the aliens for us. That's how I'm interpreting that.
All right.
Okay.
Cool. Chris, do you want to pick the first? Tell one of us to choose a challenge or vulnerability.
Yeah. Captain, go ahead and choose a challenge.
A challenge. Ooh. Well, okay. I think I'm going to have to go to the one of us wants to execute a complicated move that served us well in the past, but it's been a long time since we pulled this off. And I'll draw a card. Bloop. It's black, which means we're hopelessly out of sync and in a bad position. So I think maybe it's a like we have like we do like a chase and ambush thing. So one of us sort of pulls back a little bit and the other one takes off, and we are expecting the amoeboids to chase after you. And I'm like, maybe you run off. I'm like, I got you. I'll come after. I'll get him from behind, and like I'm like hide around a corner or something, and you take off. And we do like a giggle, like count to 10, and then come out, and there's like 3 of them there, and they're just standing there waiting for me to come out. And you just like run off, and I'm
Just been running.
bad position. Do the amoeboids do anything to me? What do they do?
You said they could copy how you look.
Mhm.
Maybe all 3 of them copy you.
Oh, sweet. I love it.
And they can't talk yet, but they're
Yeah.
like starting to like anytime you say something, they like kind of oh shit.
Awesome. So I guess Nicole, pick one of us to choose a challenge or a vulnerability.
Uh, Flynn, choose a vulnerability.
All right. Um. The enemy announces an offer one of us can't refuse.
Hmm.
Um. Yeah. I think I see that this kind of escape plan hasn't really worked out and am on my way back when another figure shows up. And I'm still kind of far in the distance from you, but you can see that like I have an enemy in front of me as well. And however these things are able to communicate, it communicates to me basically like, time's up. Like, we're calling in our debt. You have to make good on the thing that we did. And I very quickly pull a weapon from my hip that you didn't know that I had, shoot this thing, and it just kind of melts.
And it's taking them out quietly.
Yeah, take it out quietly, but you suspect that I wanted to accept.
Nice. Cool. I guess you take a token then. Then it's my turn. I'm gonna have. I'll say, Chris, choose a challenge.
All right. One of us wants to show off and prove that we've outgrown the other, but it'll be easy for the enemy to take advantage of our pride. So I'm going to draw a card. It's red. We give them a real show. I think I like just straight up, Captain, and chuck the weapon to you. And like slow-mo weapon spinning through the air, you grab it and immediately are just able to dispatch the three guys in front of you.
Nice. Is it so like you have it like as a blaster kind of thing?
Yeah.
And I think like I catch it and like crank something on it and it turns just like a beam and I just go and just like cut across all three of them, and then it like burns out the gun or whatever. Which one of us should take a token?
I think you get the token on that.
All right, I will take it. Cool. Last one.
Captain, pick a vulnerability.
Right. Yeah, the enemy gives it their all and unleashes their secret weapon.
Farts.
Arts.
It's a fart cannon.
Let's see. I think I push you out of the way and take the worst of it. You take a token. And I think so after cutting them down, we're like, cool, we got them all. And don't see the one that you had melted kind of coming, like oozing over to the pile of goo that's in front of us, and all four of them combine together and just turn into this like nasty let me check the safety tab.
Collie.
Cool. Just turn into this like massive like body horror thing with like eyes and faces everywhere and arms and like
Mm.
legs sticking out, and they kind of like move around and like the bones come out and like turn into like these hook things, and I just like you're like gloating or whatever, like or like that was so good, and it's like, and I push you out of the way, and it like hooks me through like one of my arms with like one of the big bones, and like
Mm.
throws me up against the wall, and then kind of maybe like the station security or whatever, like it comes and like the cops show up basically, and I'm just bleeding and shit, and yeah, you take a token.
All right.
The player with the most tokens chooses an ending. Is that tokens that we got during this?
Yeah, I
This
think
during the game.
So I think
yeah,
that's going to be Chris, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um. I think the enemy could have won, but they chose to retreat instead. I'm able, after you kind of get impaled by this thing, I think I pull you back from it and make some kind of like gesture to this thing that it seems to recognize, and we both start kind of slowly backing away from each other. Yeah. But we now mistrust each other and suspect the worst.
Oh,
Right.
You were so pure.
And then Captain draws a card. That's me.
so pure.
6. A 6 gets us 2 tokens. Yeah, let's take 1 token each.
The player invited to play. Yeah.
Yep.
Just cool. Making sure nobody's stealing tokens. My job.
Token police.
Did you mark your
Wow.
token?
Yes.
Awesome.
Playing the Monopoly banker.
Cool. So it's Joe's game.
Oh, now I have to think of things. Okay. I want the night out, blowing off steam. Because even big goddamn heroes need to take a break. And I want to do it with, I want a good Kismet.
Yeah.
I'll take you out on the cloud, out the town.
Out of the
Oh
cloud.
no.
I mean, I guess.
During the
what?
blowing off steam. Sorry, I missed what game we were playing.
Yeah, blowing off steam. Page 30.
Yeah, we're fucking going out.
I feel like maybe whilst
And then
Liz and
Kismet chooses where they're at. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my
yeah.
gosh.
Yeah.
Yes. I really want to see Kismet go to a dive bar full of
Yeah.
so it's a place that so Enoch knows this dive bar and like frequents it, and like everyone knows Enoch there, but Kismet is like super out of place, like this glowing pop star. And no one recognizes who Kismet is, which is really nice. So Kismet is fucking loving this place. He's like, no one knows me here. So yeah, dive bar full of scum you can get into a good fight with. And yeah, Enoch loves coming here because they can always get a fight if they want.
okay. Others can join freely if it makes sense for your character to be present. And during the conversation, anyone can ask anyone for details about the relationships and circumstances. So to do this, we'll take turns. Character who's most uncomfortable in the setting takes the first. Who is more uncomfortable though? Because like,
You're super, I would say me in that like I don't, yeah, I would say Kismet's
Don't
uncomfortable
notice.
in that they don't know how to like I think that their etiquette is not appropriate to the dive bar. They're like,
Mhm.
they've ordered a drink that has like more than 2 ingredients, and the bartender's already been like, "What the fuck is that?"
or like you like order a drink and then like go to a table and expect it to be brought to you, and they're like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Kismet has already made several moves that like are not in line with the dive bar etiquette because they're used to like being served. So Kismet is uncomfortable in that way, but it's super jazzed that they're like no one cares about them. Like, who the fuck are you?
Yeah, ask for the wrong type of drink.
All right, on my turn, choose one or more people and choose an action. Is anyone else want to be in this dive bar with us?
I don't think I'm gonna be there.
What? It's gonna be a good time. No one wants to go with Enik to the dive bar. I'll go with Enik to the dive bar.
Fun. They got deals on it only for a couple more hours.
Enik, what do you want this dive bar to be named?
Go to the med bay.
I want it to be named. All of the names that just came into my head are garbage.
Which means it's probably a good one.
Bolts. Yeah, just bolts.
Bolts, yeah.
Bolts. Yeah. But it doesn't have like an actual like letter. It's just like a sign that just has picture of like screws and bolts and whatnot.
Yeah.
Classic, no words.
And then I'm going to choose either ask an awkward question, reveal something personal, or engage in improvised conversation.
Or get caught up in something happening in the setting or leave the conversation.
Oh, there's 2 more. Sorry. Get caught up in something happening in the setting, which I'm sure will be plenty of opportunities for, or leave the conversation. Okay. All right. Let's start with some awkward questions.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I desperately try to find common ground with you, but to no avail. Do you take pity on me and help me, or do you leave me to my misery? So I guess Kismet is doing like, after failing to order a drink and failing to like know how to operate in this setting, is like, oh yes, one time I had to take a flight and they couldn't put me in first class. So I understand what it means sometimes to not get the highest service, and it's like trying to really be like, yeah, I know how to rough it like you do, Enik. I could hang.
I feel like at first, Enik's just like, must be rough. And just like does not.
Right? It's so rough. They didn't even know, like, yeah, they didn't even bring me a drink first thing. And it's like,
yeah, not getting a drink on plane. That's real rough.
oh my God. Ooh, not a plane.
A plane?
Ew. I would never ride in a plane.
What are you riding then?
Oh, yeah, just always in ships, you know.
Oh, like space, like aircraft carrier, like the cargo holds. Because you can get let me tell you, so you can get real cheap bargains if you don't need a seat and if you don't need really air either. So they got these cool bargains and super it's great. You just kind of show up, and then if you just pop the hatch of the bottom of a plane, you can slide in there, you put your helmet on, you're good to go. Free ride. Just don't watch out for the rats.
I'm wondering if I don't know which one you wanted to choose, taking pity on me and helping me, or leaving me to my misery. But I wonder if this reminds Kismet of like times they have been treated as cargo and they kind of like freeze and they're like, I don't ride into cargo anymore. And there's just like an awkward long pause.
So it had been a like, oh yeah, I'll engage and I'll tell you my story. But then this realizes like Enoch realizes that there is actually nothing that they can relate to in this conversation, and that they have now made Kismet feel bad. And there's like a little bit of like, oh, oops. And then it's just like, whatever. It's fine.
This is all happening while you can see Kismet is like watching videos of these things and like reliving these things and being and like whimpering a little. So Enoch has plenty of time to like awkwardly try things, but Kismet's just like so like kind of shut down and is like, I'm not a box. I'm not an appliance.
Yeah, you're more expensive than a toaster. I'm gonna go get another drink.
Leaving me to my misery.
And there's pieces. But Enoch does bring Kismet a drink back.
and managed to get the last of the shrivelly maraschino cherries into it. Look, a third ingredient.
Okay. When I think in the attempt to like try and after this lovely conversation in which Enoch has now reduced Kismet to a box, in the attempt to try and like keep the evening lively, mostly of a selfish reason, going to reveal something personal.
Ooh.
In which, why did I think this makes sense? My brain had a logic of essentially, in finding the common ground of dishing on about telling you what I really think about a crew member and their past. And I don't
only one other crew member. Who could it be? It's the dead one.
It's Flynn. Yeah, so just it'll be like, it's real shame that Flynn didn't deign to join us. I think they're never one to
I wouldn't expect Flynn, and Kismet's always kind of a little blunt. I wouldn't expect Flynn to go anywhere the captain wasn't.
Are they together?
If only.
I think Flynn is the only one the captain hasn't made moves on, because Flynn is the only one the captain felt he could get. It looks a little too long at Enoch. I tell you what I really think about the crew member in their past. I was running some basic analytics on everyone as they were coming aboard, and never quite seen that many digits after a negative sign on a credit before I looked at Flynn's account. That's quite the hefty debt.
Wait, you can see people's credit? And don't worry about it.
I mean, well, don't worry about yours. Yours is under so many different names that no one's ever going to really be able to figure you out. Nice putting your real one under Nike, though. Backwards name, no one will ever get.
Nope.
Took me a long time to figure that one out. I think someone have to want it to figure out which of your many identities is even close to an approximation of you. So you have nothing to worry about.
Yeah, you're not going to tell anyone, right?
Oh, I deleted it for you. I thought that maybe you would be upset that there was even a trail.
Obliged.
Did you delete her money?
No, I deleted the
Okay.
reference to her money, the pointer to
Alright.
it. I deleted your money.
Just, you don't need to worry about it. You now have no money.
You have no money. Money is not an object.
Yeah. How do you think Flynn racked up such a debt?
I couldn't quite understand a lot of what was happening there, but I don't know. What do you know about what they've been up to? It seems like they've been buying a lot of sconces for some reason.
Sconces?
Yeah, I didn't think anyone's like home would need that many fixtures.
Oh, like light fixtures.
Yeah,
It's
a lot of light fixtures.
like fancy ones or just like bulbs?
Fancy is a really kind word for it.
Right.
Gaudy might be more appropriate.
Gaudy. Hetana.
Let's just say Flynn has spent a lot of money on building something.
Flynn, have you told us about your school?
Yeah,
I think we've been invited several times.
yeah, 100%.
You've
But
invited
it's
to give,
always been
guest
like-
lectures, yeah.
Yeah, it's always been like, I want a guest lecture from you. And it's like, the guest lecture is Kismet, the former teammate for Captain Morgan.
Never answer any fan mail, so I never really looked at these. Or you got a form letter back.
Yeah, yeah.
I was like, "Hi,
With an
I'm
autograph.
Kismet."
Signed photo, yeah.
It's like a tiny little hologram that was like, "Hi, I'm Kismet. I love you too." And it just scampers off.
Just out into the world to exist.
There's a hologram
so
somewhere in
many-
the building.
So
So
many
many
holograms.
little Kismets all around. Yeah, I wonder if Kismet is made of hologram. That's why she could hit the holograms that you were throwing at her.
No, so she's a, like hard light hologram.
Yeah, it's just
Nice.
like it's too tough.
Okay. And that would explain the flowy hair too.
Yeah, my hair is constantly like, yeah,
Okay.
I'm just like a living avatar. It's had too many upgrades. Am I doing this reveal something personal right? I tell you what you really think about I can remember their past.
I think so.
Yeah.
I don't think
Did we
there's
do
a-
it?
I think we did it. We did it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
How many
Okay.
turns do we have with this one?
Until everyone is caught up in something at the bar or leaves the
Oh, until
conversation.
we leave the conversation. Okay.
Yeah.
Uh,
was gonna say, like, maybe at this point too, since you did mention this is a dive bar with a lot of fights, like after like someone plays, playing darts and it comes too close to Kismet and
goes through my like hologram.
and then, gets up, uses it as an excuse to just be like, all right, excuse you,
Party
and
time.
throws a glass at the person back.
Are you like Vision? Like you can like make yourself like super strong and hard, but then like when someone throws a punch, just like turn into nothing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Awesome.
I think that's what I'm like. Yeah. Like I kind of always look like a projection. With kind of a blank face, but I can like incorporate if I want to. But yeah, most of the time
Nice.
I'm just like zzz.
That's beautiful.
Okay, so Enik is now, or I guess you kind of casually threw a drink from where you are.
Yeah, it was a
just to
casual,
like
like a,
just to like start joining in.
yeah, just like a, while still having this conversation about Flynn's bank account, just like toss it back and continue. Yeah, very-
Yeah, I imagine because you've thrown a drink at them, they're also starting to aim more darts at the table on purpose.
Mhm.
And I'm like kind of picking up on the playfulness that you have. Like I'm like, okay, Enik doesn't have murder in her eyes yet. So this is playtime. I'm like running the calculations and is like when the darts come flying at us, I'll like transmogrify them into like flowers. And they just like burst out from like a romance novel around me. And so now I just have like anytime they throw darts at me, it's like
I feel like only incites them to just continue to throw darts at you, because that is not the type of scenery that these people see at this dive bar frequently.
yeah.
So then almost turns into like a see how many darts you can throw at the
Yeah, there's like running low on darts at the bar now.
I was like
Um,
the darts like actually like pass through you and just like fall on the floor, and then you just like hologram out flowers. There's like a pile of darts at your feet.
I think that's a good time to ask an awkward question. Let me see what I want to ask. Uh, uh, uh. Um, oh, I bring up an unpleasant memory between you and the captain. How do you set the record straight after all these years? And so we've had some drinks now, and so Kismet is pretending to be drunk like all the other humans. Is trying to like cutely slur. It's like, so I guess you and the captain's marriage didn't work out. Hiccups real cutely.
no. How do I set the record straight after all these years? How do you set the record straight?
Totally fine if you want to rewind anything. But
No,
I just assumed that Enik and the captain at least had been married once or 5 times.
at least, yeah. I had like, well, the first time. I think at this point, it's like you're not understanding. First time we were married, it's great. Worked out lovely. Just had to go do another deal, didn't work. Needed to not be married for the mission that we were doing. Second time worked okay. And then, there was another person.
Kismet is like flipping through all of your last names that you've had.
Yeah. Yeah. And third time was I think the big one where it didn't work out.
Ooh.
But that's the past, and we're different people now. We've grown. I've learned things that I cannot trust him. And now we know. No, yeah. So don't. We will not be doing marriage number 4. I do my math right? Yes. That's how you count.
All right, your turn.
Oh, damn. Mm. think accidentally let slip a secret that's not mine to tell. In which talking about my third marriage, of some of how that was in our past mission and what caused the crew to break apart, and why a captain is not to be trusted, in which, let's see, there was, I think it was one of those ideas of a like oh my goodness, my words are not doing great at this point. Espionage, right? Yeah, secret spy mission. And captain saying that they would get something for have a ship ready for us at a certain spot to be able to make it out so that we could all, make our way off of this ship base appropriately stealthily. And captain didn't show. And so we'd all had different reasons as to why the captain didn't show with the ship and why we had to then scatter and find our way by ourselves. And I hint that captain might have been with some of the political leaders there instead, and having a very exciting conference call.
And I'm supposed to tease more information out of you and how I do it, and that could be the information. I'm realizing that Kismet Force, even though they are really, really strong, their main way of dealing with people is to just like make other people protect them and like admire them and fall in love with them. So Kismet just kind of like looks so super worried and scared and victimy and is like, is there anything I should worry about? And just like the like sympathy algorithms on full draw, and it's really hard to break away from.
It's just don't put yourself in a bind where you don't have an out. The captain doesn't put us above money and influence. Your whole desk moves, Chris.
Since it's my turn, and since their cute darts are still being thrown at my head, and flowers are still appearing, and you're still throwing glasses at them, I'll do another reveal, something personal. I'll move to sit a little bit closer. I'll most likely pull away if you take things further, but for now, this is nice. Like just a little bit, like knees in between knees and like hands on lap.
And
just like take care of me flirting. Oh, I'm so glad I could trust you.
Yeah. Because you shouldn't trust anyone, especially if they're gonna treat you like cargo and put you in a box. Like you shouldn't trust people. We're all pretty garbagey.
My human flirting algorithms never work on you, Anik.
It's
I even did the drinking.
It was a good attempt. You did good. That whole eye batten and just not, the damsel is not quite my type.
Yes.
I think at that point it would be like,
punch.
I think it's time for you to go, and I need to go punch my way out of here.
Yeah, I think from that, yeah, Kismet was already like, yeah, that's all I could do here. I tried to do the human algorithm of flirting, and that was not. And I could tell that you've in like someone like looking at a party at like someone else they'd rather talk to. I've seen you do that with a fight that's broken out. And so I make my excuses where I'm like, oh, so late. I should turn in. I'll see you later.
All right, yeah, I have to go I gotta go punch this dude. And just like immediately stands up and just, hey, you. Not even like talking to a specific person, just like
You're fucking dark.
Who wants to fight?
cool. All right. All players of this game draw a card.
I got a 5.
I got 8. What's 8 do? 8
Oh, I
gives-
finally get some tokens.
Both of you take 2 tokens.
2 tokens.
And if you want to share them with each other.
No, these are mine.
These are all mine. Thank you.
My game. Flynn.
How are we doing on time? I know it's late East Coast.
It's 9:36 here. We've been going for about an hour and a half. Or, no,
Oh.
2.5 hours.
Yeah.
Do we
How are y'all
want to finish
feeling?
the round or do we want to break now? How do you feel?
I'm
Yeah,
okay to keep going. I just wanted to check in with our East Coast friends.
Yeah. Let's
I mean,
break
my words won't
after this
make
game,
sense.
I guess, and then we'll
Yeah,
go
I
from
have no words anymore either, but that's fine because I'm playing a robot.
there.
I was like, oh, good. This will be an easy character for me to play right now because this is how I am.
Flynn, who do you think you are? Yeah, I said what I said.
All right.
Let's see. Ask your chosen partner how did one or both of
Oh,
us get fed up with
no.
each other? How did this confrontation start?
I think getting back, like from our little expedition, coming back from that, it's just been constant questions from you of like,
Mhm.
where'd you get that gun? I've never seen anything like that before. And like, how did we get
Who was
out
that
of there?
guy? Yeah.
Yeah, like,
what was
I-
this thing?
I lost a lot of blood, but like we just kind of got out of there and I don't really remember how. And finally, Flynn just kind of snaps for like the first time ever toward the captain and is just like, you need to stop asking questions because there's no good answer to the questions that you're asking. And you just need to stop or we're both going to be upset.
Yeah, I think at that point, like this is where like the finger to the chest comes. Like, no, you need to give me answers. Others can join freely if it makes sense for them to be there.
Ennick loves a good fight.
Anyone can ask anyone for
Ennick-
details.
Ennick
about-
can smell a fight.
Yeah, I was just gonna say Ennick's just like wandering around, just
I think that
angry.
Kismet is like really wanting to get more data about human interactions and is like creepily lurking, but not
Nice.
involved. Is like pretending to read a magazine.
But actually writing down notes for later.
Yeah, but it's like actually like
I guess this is on the ship, like en route to our next whatever it
Mhm.
is, and maybe we're like in like the common area where like
Yeah.
Anakin and Kismet are like having a snack or whatever, and like I followed you in, like for once it's me following you, and I'm like trying to find out what the fuck is going on.
Mhm.
Cool. What are the stakes of the fight, if any? I think the stakes are whether you tell me something or not. Sound
Yeah. I feel like the stakes in this for me are like, if you keep pushing, there's no amount of pushing that will make me voluntarily tell this. So it's
good?
me realizing like this is going to be like a fist fight if he doesn't stop, not just
Mhm.
like an argument.
Cool. Now I think like after you push back or whatever, I have my cane that I pretend is just for show, as like, and I kind of like click the little handle of it and start sliding out the blade and just be like, "You're gonna tell me one way or the other."
And Flynn kind of flicks his wrists and like hidden blades come out and reveals that he is just like packed to the gills of weapons.
Awesome.
Like ultra paranoid, I could be jumped at any moment kind of thing.
Nice. Cool. So I will start asking leading questions. We do that. The one who has more anger in their heart begins. Ooh.
Mm.
I feel like
That-
that's you
that
at
they
this-
admit it.
Yeah, Captain's like mad that you're like, I brought you back on this mission and you're withholding stuff, like we need to be a team and you're not being a
Mhm.
team.
Yeah, I feel like I'm still like, I'm hopeful and gullible enough that I'm like, if I just pretend that it's not a problem, the captain is a nice man and he'll forget this whole thing ever happened. Yeah.
So I'll open with a leading question. Anytime after, we'll go back and forth. Anytime after the third leading question, either of us can choose to ask one of the closing questions instead. And then we draw
All right.
a head and see what happens. Ooh. I bring up the past in a way I promised I never would. What do I say to hurt you?
Ooh. Buggy, no.
That's so hurtful, Chris.
Yeah.
Whoa.
I gotta scratch my ears.
Too
No.
much.
I think it's the fact that like I've kind of styled myself as like little captain almost, trying very clearly to like position myself to be someone who is on the same level as you or like trying to get there at some point. And you bring up that like I basically was just a street urchin that you like took pity on.
You'd be nothing without me. When I
Yeah.
found you, you were like living in a gutter. I brought you onto my ship. I showed you how to do all these things, and now you think you're a hot shot. Well, you're still a piece of shit, and always will be. Bam.
Got him.
Oof.
Yours.
I we circle each other tense and silent. What do I say to break the silence? Or what do you say, I guess it would be to break the silence?
Or what do you
Or
say?
what do
Yeah.
I say, yeah, to
Yeah.
break the silence?
I think like after a little bit too long, you just say, those words aren't coming out of my mouth. I'm not telling you anything. So you're gonna have to cut my throat to see if there's anything in there. Because I'm not telling you alive.
Yeah, and at that, like, withdraw the blades and just put my arms out.
Nice. I guess then I'm tempted to resort to physical violence. Do you push me to do so, or do you allow me to see something vulnerable in your eyes?
I definitely allow you to see something vulnerable in my eyes. Flynn looks at you, and it's like quivering lip, like beginning to cry, the piece of hair in his face to the point where like the tears have stuck it to his face. And hands just like out and shaking uncontrollably.
Nice. I guess I've got the sword out, like. And so now you can do a leading question or a closing question, whichever you like.
Yeah. Take advantage of me. How? I am like, okay.
I'm here and I can hear
There
you.
we
I
go.
think you lost
Okay.
Mark, and
Yeah.
There we go.
Mine dropped.
was in the kitchen.
I was like,
but I
"You're
I
taking
can
a
hear
long
y'all be like,
time."
"We lost them. We lost them."
Well, Mark froze, like stoically looking up into the corner.
Just like, is this just like Mark doing a Mark of this is Lance or Lance?
Yeah, so full on just ready for you to kill me. Like hysterical, hyperventilating, and I'm just like, just do it. We both know that it was always gonna end this way, that I was gonna be taken out of this world by the most talented, skilled, beautiful swordsman that this galaxy has ever seen.
So which thing are we doing? Are you doing
The
Improvising.
my emotions are getting away from me. Do you take time to calm me down or press on and take advantage of me? How?
I think I give you time to calm down. Lower the point of the sword to the ground. Actually, like lean on it, and it flexes a little bit. And just kind of like look at you and like let you breathe for a little bit, and then be like, we all have secrets, and they're usually secrets for a reason, but this crew is a family, and families have a lot of secrets, but not good ones.
I, in like my hyperventilating, look at you and go, we're a family, not the crew.
Ooh, all right. I question your loyalty to the crew. Do you defend yourself or admit to your doubt?
I fully admit. Immediately, like, pull out, like, the blades come back out and they detach into like throwing daggers, and point them at both of the two who have like slowly started to listen in on the conversation. Or like
we got
kinda
a little too
stumbled in.
close.
Yeah.
It's not subtle at this point.
Full-
Oh no, did I lose you again? No. No. Come back. I take it back. Internet, come back.
Go someplace. Are we back?
Oh, it stops
Yeah.
recording during our
Oh,
our
no.
naughty times.
Who knows what
Uh,
secrets
Cool.
we share
There's
then.
that. I'm gonna stand right here.
Are you having
And
trouble with the front room Wi-Fi?
I guess so, yeah. Hey, there we go. All right. I'm gonna stand here closer to the router.
But yeah, so
Um,
I draw on both of them, and I'm just like, I know that this isn't coming from you. This is coming from them. They're trying to get in between the two of us. Like, how many failed marriages do you have to have with this woman before you realize that she's not the one for you? I am.
Kismet is in full like protect me protocol. Captain, do something.
Cool. Your go.
I pointedly ask you about your true intentions. Do you convince me with a lie or confuse me with the truth?
Ooh.
Yeah.
My true intentions. Is it a lie or the truth? I think it's the truth. And I'll be like, this is not them. This is not me. This is not us doing this. We're under an enormous amount of pressure. If we don't stop this threat to the galaxy, everyone on every world is going to die, including you and me. And I'm willing to sacrifice anyone on this crew, including myself or the entire crew, to make sure that this mission succeeds. Because 4 lives don't matter against the rest of the galaxy.
Fuck, Captain.
So, are you on this crew or not? I think that's the truth.
Fuck.
Yeah. Starts piecing out.
That feels like a good episode end.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna do a closing question. We find ourselves at a stalemate and a member of the crew is forced to come in and break up the confrontation. They say exactly what we need to hear, diffusing the situation from now. What is it?
Can I start singing a lullaby? Okay, let's all sing the ship's song. No, we don't have to do that, but it would also be really interesting to see Anik actually break up a fight.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Actually, even more interesting, I think. I think Kismet usually does that, and usually does it by being like, protect me. And maybe Kismet is doing that, but Anik actually steps in.
Yeah, I think Anik immediately is just sort of like comes in and tells them both to like gotta deal with your shit. Like, you don't have to like each other to work together. So Flynn, you can mind your own business about my past marriages, but we have a job to do and we are all important and a part of it, and how we feel about each other and what we have in the past is the past. We are all here now. Joe knowing
that sounds
definitely how to
good.
break a fight.
Lynn
Sweet.
takes the out of just like, I have thoroughly diverted this conversation away from me and questions about my shit to being about this. And I'm just like, yeah, agreed.
Cool. Each of us grabs a token for that. Wonderful.
Kismet is
outpouring.
really upset that like their usual like mesmerizing isn't doing anything to this fucked up mess.
I think that makes Chris the first one to leave. So you will draw a card.
Right. A queen.
Ooh, introduce the complication and either give a token to minimize it or gain a token to deepen it.
I will gain a token to deepen it.
Mhm.
I leave and head back to my quarters and do the full like Kylo Ren thing, like smash up the quarters, take a breath, and then whatever kind of like scanning or like hailing technology we have, place a phone call and am like, yeah, I'll be sending you the coordinates soon. Yeah, we're stopping for fuel again.
Nice. Cool. Yeah, take that token. Right. And that's the end of that game. And that feels like a really good place to break.
Woo!
Woohoo! Roll credits, episode end.
Boop, 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 boop. That's my ending.
Cool. Yeah. We can pick back up again if we like, or we can leave it on a cliffhanger.
That game is fun.
Yeah.
I like
I like
that.
that.
Yeah, I like that it's structured and also like super open in a lot of ways.
Mhm.
That's-
Yeah, because it's nice that like you have the structure, but it's also not restricting you to stay
Yeah.
into that. That's good. Yeah, I think Chris, you're gonna betray us.
I know. I think he just did.
Yeah. You're like,
Or is he calling for help? I don't know. Who knows?
who knows? What is he doing? No, he's a jerk. We all know it.
I mean, we're all jerks.
We're all kind of jerks. Yeah.
And that Anik is pure.
Pure jerk.
Yep.
Cool. I'm gonna stop the recording. Bye, everybody.
Goodbye.
Nope, don't leave meeting. Just stop. Nope, nope, don't leave. Don't leave.
Peace, I'm out.
Okay, I don't want to leave. Cancel. There we go. Woo. Stop. Stop recording.